Hello friends, I am Jayesh Gandhi and welcome to this fourth tutorial on 8085. Today we are going to talk about the addressing modes of 8085. So let us first of all understand what is an addressing mode. The way of specifying data to be operated by an instruction is called the addressing mode. So how you specify the data in an instruction becomes its addressing mode. This classifies all the 8085 instructions into 5 different addressing modes, and they are the immediate addressing mode, the register addressing mode, the direct addressing mode, the register indirect addressing mode, and implied or implicit addressing mode. So these are the 5 methods by which we address data in the 8085 instruction. Let us talk about each addressing mode in detail and try to understand the various addressing modes of 8085. So first we talk about the immediate addressing mode. In immediate addressing mode, the source operand is always data. The data bytes follow the opcode within the instruction. So whatever data we want to write, it follows. So source data, it follows in the instruction, and therefore it is called the immediate addressing mode. So if data is 8-bit, then the instruction will be of 2 bytes. If the data is 16-bit, then the instruction will be of 3 bytes. Say for example the MVI B instruction. Whenever we talk about the immediate addressing mode, then you will generally find the I in the mnemonic of the instruction. So MVI B 45 is the instruction, so the number 45 will go in register B. So 45 is also a part of this instruction, so it is called immediate addressing mode. Similarly, we have LXI H 3050. So a 16-bit data is loaded into the H register, or LXI SP FFFFH. So the 16-bit data is loaded into the stack pointer. So these are the various examples of immediate addressing mode. Now let us go ahead and talk about the next addressing mode, and that is called the register addressing mode. In register addressing mode, the data to be operated is available in the registers of microprocessor, and the registers are the operands of the instruction. Therefore, the operation is performed within the various registers of the microprocessor. So the examples of register addressing modes are move A, B. So the source content is in B and that is to be moved in register A, or add B. The value of B register is added to A and the result is stored in A, or INR A, increment A. The value of A is incremented by 1. In all these 3 examples, we find that the operands are within the microprocessor, they are within the microprocessor register, and therefore it is called the register addressing mode. Next we talk about the direct addressing mode. In the direct addressing mode, data to be operated is available in memory location, and the address of the memory location is directly specified as an operand. Kindly differentiate with the immediate addressing mode, where the data within the instruction is being addressed, while in direct addressing mode, the address of the memory location is present in the instruction. The operand is directly available in the instruction itself. What is the operand? The address of the memory location. So you find that LDA 2050. So load the content of memory location 2050 in register A, or LHLD, some address whichever you specify, you will get load the content of 16-bit memory into HL pair, or the in and out instructions where the ports are addressed by the 8-bit address. So that is the direct addressing mode. the data transfer is from memory to the processor or from processor to the memory, the address is directly specified in the instruction. Next we have the indirect addressing mode. In register indirect addressing mode, the data to be operated is available inside a memory location and the address of the memory location is indirectly specified by a register pair. So move memory to B or LDAX-B, these are the two indirect addressing mode instructions. Let us see this in detail because the indirect addressing mode is one of the very important addressing modes of 8085. So let us understand this instruction. Move the value of memory to the specified register. So you can specify any register over here. You can specify A, B, C, D, E, H, L, whatever register you want, and the content of memory is to be transferred into this register. Which memory location is the question which will always arise, and therefore we have to specify this address in some register pair. So when we talk about the move R, M, then you find that the address is always specified in HL pair. So we have the memory shown over here in which we have various addresses, consecutive addresses, and the data in those addresses. One of the data we want to move to the processor. So first of all, what we have to do? We have to initialize the HL pair with the address of the memory which we would like to address. So we will write down LXI H 3050. So we are talking about this memory location 3050. In that the data is 67. So our instruction will copy this data 67 into the specified register. So let us say, for example, we have the value to be copied in register A, and therefore after execution of this instruction move M to A, the data will come in A register. So basically this register pair HL will act as a pointer to the data in memory, and from that the data will be brought into the specified register. Next we go to the last addressing mode of 8085, and that is called the implied addressing mode. In the implied or implicit addressing mode, the operand is hidden and the data to be operated is available in the instruction itself. So the operand is hidden. You don't specify the operand explicitly in the instruction. Say for example, complement. The instruction will complement the register A and put the result in register A, right? So it is complement instruction. Rotate right. So the accumulator is rotated right. You don't specify the operand directly in the instruction. So these are a few examples of the implicit addressing modes. We have talked about the 5 addressing modes of 8085, into which all the instructions of 8085 will be classified, and we can understand that what is the method of operation of that instruction and where are the source operands in the instruction. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon to get the notifications for all the future tutorials being uploaded on our channel. Thank you very much, friends.